Hello and welcome back as we continue with our conversations about World War One. Today's lesson is really going to focus on the beginnings of the conflict and what it's like to experience living in a trench. This will also highlight the initial German attack on the Western Front, their first invasion of France, as well as the buildup of these military alliances really going into the conflict. Please title your notes for today: The Great War Begins. Just as a very quick reminder, these are our alliance networks going into World War One. You can see our central powers in the center of the continent: Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire, as well as our allied powers around the exterior of the continent: the United Kingdom, France, Russia, as well as Serbia. So the Germans are initially excited to begin the Great War. It's their chance to really show their stuff after they've been unified as one empire coming together. The soldiers are repeatedly told they will be home by Christmas, 1914, which really doesn't quite pan out. And the goal of their initial invasion is to avoid what's called a two-front war, which basically means that you're fighting on both sides, both to the west as well as to the east. The goal here really is to take out France, defeat Paris, and then double back and take out Russia before they really have time to mobilize. But you'll see that this plan really does not work quite the way that they're expecting it to. So, just a little bit more information on this strategy. It was originally concocted by Alfred von Schlieffen, the architect of the plan, who you can see photographed over there to the right. And it's a plan that was actually in existence for quite some time. As part of the plan, the Germans were going to avoid the Franco-German border, that is the border between Germany and France, and instead attack through Belgium. It's a big mistake, though, because Belgium is Great Britain's ally. So the moment that they actually attack through Belgium, the British are going to come into the fray. But the goal is to go through Belgium so quickly that the British won't have time to get there. As the Germans are going through, they employ what's called scorched earth policy, basically destroy everything in their sight. The objective is to demoralize the Belgians and basically, prevent them from fighting back. But it actually has the opposite effect. Great Britain declares war. They come very quickly to their allies' aid, the Belgians. And the Belgians are so enraged by scorched earth that they put up a pretty significant fight. So just to show you this plan on a map, you can see here, this is Germany. This is the Franco-German border. The goal of the Schlieffen plan is to avoid this and instead go through Belgium and take out Paris. Just to show you this with some more visuals. So you can see, again, the Germans are going to go through Belgium, take out France, double back through Germany, and then take out Russia. And that's the Schlieffen plan. So some important reasons to get down why this really does not work very well. Number one, the Russians mobilize much more quickly than the Germans are expecting. They begin mobilizing immediately after Archduke Franz Ferdinand's assassination, so they're basically ready to go. The British forces get to France more quickly than the Germans are anticipating, and the Belgians put up more of a fight than Germany is expecting too, as they're using scorched earth, which really slows them down. Here you can see these are allies arriving at what will become the Western Front at the First Battle of the Marne. And you can kind of think of World War I kind of as bookends. The First Battle of the Marne is the one side, the beginning of World War I. Second Battle of the Marne is the end of the war. So the Germans are stopped only 20 miles away from Paris. That's it. The British arrive, they push the Germans back to the Marne River, and basically this becomes the trenches that you famously associate with World War I. This becomes the Western Front, where these soldiers really remain for 3 full years of conflict. So just to show you again on the map, so you're seeing the Germans come in, they get all the way to only 20 miles away from Paris, the Allies show up, push them back, and then this becomes the Western Front here. Sorry, this becomes the Western Front. So what ends up happening is a military maneuver called flanking. And we've referred to this in history as the race to the sea, where basically we have the Germans and the Allies constantly trying to outflank each other or go around each other until there's really nowhere left to go. They get all the way up to Belgium by the British Channel, and that becomes the end of the line. Both sides dig in, and this is where they're going to remain basically in trenches until the end of the war. So just to show you this on a map, we have the Germans trying to take out France, get Paris. They get stopped, push back, and then both sides begin trying to outflank one another, just like this, all the way up to the end of the line up here. Just to show you, this is an image of the end of the line. These are the barbed wire fences where both of the trenches would come to an end. And again, both sides really are going to dig in here, and this is going to be the thematic battleground of World War I. So here we have our Western Front, here we have our Eastern Front, and the conflict essentially is now going to be taking place on both sides of Germany. So in effect, Germany really does not get what it wants, and they end up fighting a two-front war really right from the beginning.